Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a unbagging, if you will, of this new frame. And this is a U-Smile GX140. And this is a frame I picked up from Amazon for like 20 bucks. It has a 4mm bottom plate. And that's kind of what I was after. And also a dual stack configuration so I could slam it. I'll get into that in a different video. But I'm just going to go over the frame, kind of unbag, and go through kind of what it comes with and what you can expect from it. And then I'm coming out with a video soon of it finished from the ER349 guts moved to this frame. Again, I had to move these guts. I got hit by a 5-inch and it destroyed that other frame. So let's get into just unpacking and checking out this frame, and I appreciate your time. Apologize, I noticed during editing that I failed to mention that on this frame the motor mounts are only receiving 12mm hole pattern, so you're not going to be able to use like 1100 series motors. So you're going to have the 12mm hole pattern, not the 9. The other frame I had could receive both, but this one won't, so I want to mention that. Basically, the reason why I have this frame, the 4mm arms is kind of the biggest reason, and then some of the other components I'm going to kind of rearrange. But you might remember this. This is the Eachine ER349, and the original frame that it was on was absolutely dismembered. I was doing some power loops. I was doing a reverse power loop, hit the ground, and the thing came disassembled. So, broken arm, trashed the frame. So I had a video of changing that out to a freestyle instead of the original race frame that it came in. But all the guts are still good. Now this frame is toast. I was at the races this last weekend, had a 5-inch quad hit me in the back, tore all my props off, cut the battery, bounce lead in half, snapped this arm here, snap this arm here. So basically this frame is shot, and this is the Martian 4 from Banggood, and I have this frame on a different 3-inch. The only thing is it's kind of a thin 3mm arm, and this new one has a 4mm arm. So let's get to it here and open it up, and I'll set everything out for you. Alright, so we got everything set out here. So we got the frame. Pretty rigid. A little more flex than I'm used to seeing on a 4mm frame. It is sharp. So you're going to have to either own one of these or buy one of these. So it looks like I'll be spending some time chamfering the edges of this frame. Yeah, definitely going to have to do something about that. Top plate, 2mm. I think is what they said. Yeah, it's 2mm. That is exactly 4mm. Top plate is, I don't know, top plate's pretty rigid. They give you a little bag of some TPU pieces. Looks like we're gonna get all 4 corners covered, and I don't know if the lighting does a good job for you or not, but it's kind of a transparent orange. It's not really as yellow as the picture. It's a little more orange. Just to give you an example, that's a nice deep red. And then they give you a, looks like The antenna mount. I'm assuming this one here would go. Oh, I see. I'll give you this other piece here, so you can get your L shape going on the back of the frame. I don't know if I'm going to use this. I'm kind of accustomed to doing the antennas with the shrink wrap out of the way. Sometimes I just feel like these are inevitably going to get beat up, but they're in the package. And then it looks like you can put a zip tie through here. This is just your standard 4-inch zip tie. So it looks like you can, I guess, do something to hold your VTX antenna up out of the way. And then camera, 2 little holders. That's the other thing I wanted to mention about this frame, kind of why I went with it, other than the fact that it was $21. I'm having an issue. I get a little while, this one's still fine, but after a while, these little, you see that little slot right there? There's another one here. There's another one here, and there's another one here. They're like that on the top and bottom, and that's what's holding the carbon plate in for your camera. And over time, that starts to waller out. And then my camera's jelloing around. Kind of thought with this frame, having these little TPU pieces for the camera, I'm not going to have to worry about that carbon plate going bad on me. Some of the frames that have that plate actually use that plate for structural, or, you know, that just added rigidity. So you can't take them out of some of the frames. I think I could with that one. But there's 2 TPU parts, and it looks to me like the inside where the screw goes in is recessed. So it looks like about 2 millimeters. So yeah, they're recessed into that hole. I don't know if I can show you that. Down inside there's a cavity for the head of your screw to go in. So you don't really need that long a screw. But I kind of like the idea how thick and heavy that is. Hopefully it won't move around on me. This is kind of thin. A little thinner than I thought it would be, but we'll see how it works out. They give you a battery strap with a metal buckle. No stitching, it's just heated up and shrinked in. I usually don't use these because they rip right across here. And it's also just slippery as can be. So I might use it as the secondary strap. But I use a better strap on the front of the battery. Not too bad. Hardware bag. Give you a fair amount of hardware. Oh, yeah. That threads look good in that one. See how strong those are. The heads of these are not stamped. They don't really feel all that. They are steel. They connect to a magnet, but they are not stamped. So see how strong those are. I'd say two per for the standoffs. Now, honestly, this plate is pretty thick and rigid. I'm probably just going to try to get away with 4 standoffs. And the other thing I did is I got a package of 20 millimeter standoffs. So I'm kind of interested and wondering if these 20 millimeter standoffs would be, you know, slam it down a little bit. We'll see if I can get my camera in there. I like to run a pretty good tilt on the camera, so we'll see if it fits. That would be nasty if that could work out. We'll see. But 25 millimeters inside. The other thing is there's different mounting options. So of course you got your standoff holes. There's 4 of them here, and then some zip tie. Looks like you could zip tie on the back end, or on the top plate and the bottom plate. And then there's a slot here and a slot here. I'm assuming if you wanted to run some more stuff, gonna have to chamfer this real good for the straps. I'm gonna end up running two of the little diatone straps. These straps here. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll get this together using the stock standoffs, and we'll just kind of go around and take some measurements like that. Get rid of these 4 standoffs, and then I can run the 2 separate stacks. And that's what I plan on doing. I'm going to put my ESC and VTX back here, and my flight controller and receiver up front. And then hopefully I can get away with using this shorter standoff. That's if my camera will fit in between there. So we'll have to see. But that's for another video when I transfer the guts of that one over to this frame. Without making this video too much longer, so the overall length from front to back, all the way back to this TPU here, the overall length of it is 115 millimeters. The width of the whole top plate is 35 millimeters, 36 millimeters, and the thin part it's 30 millimeters. So that's going to be interesting to put a ESC in here. The width, if I take these TPU, the width between those TPU is 20. So I am going to have to put some washers on each side and probably bring them in just a little bit, but not too bad. Like I said, this is the Runcam Swift Micro. See if I can get this just right for you, so you can kind of see. This one is nice and straight, and this one's just ever so slightly brought in. So if I bring both of them out, I can get little washers in between there. So that should work out pretty good. So far I'm pretty happy with it. I'm also going to run these, I don't know, upside down, I guess you could say. I'm going to use them as dampeners. They're really thin. They fit really good. And they're not even a millimeter thick across that. You can see how thin that is. I may not use them at all. I haven't had any reason to use them yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and try them out and see if I can dampen some of the vibration. So that's cool. And I'm trying to think, what do you want to know about a frame? I'm going to go ahead and take this, take these 4 out, as I plan on not using them. I'm only running a 650 milliamp 4S battery, and this is a pretty rigid. I mean, that sucker's a lot more rigid than the one that came on this Martian. So I'm going to get the screws tightened down here on this plate and see how much flex we got in it. Alright, with just 4 standoffs, Oh yeah, that ain't going nowhere. Yeah, that ain't. That's how I'm gonna roll with this one. So you can basically say you're not gonna use that. Sorry. Let's go ahead and get some weights of everything. So I'm going to run the frame like this. I don't think I'm going to use this stuff here. I may end up using this because I kind of like that. But I'll end up zip tying stuff the way I normally do. So I may end up using that. We'll see. But let's get a full weight of 51.3 grams the way I plan on running it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and put this one back on. Okay, so 52.13. That's kind of the way I'm planning on running that. And then if you add all this hardware here, and then this is the strap, so 64.8 grams, and then this is the strap they provide you with, so 68 grams. That's pretty heavy. But this is a 1408 4S motors on this, so so that's all of the all up weight of the frame kit if you put it together the way they've designed it. And then just to give you, here's the battery I'm going to use. I'm not going to use this strap, I can tell you that right now. It's just too big, too slippery. You can see how big that thing is. It wraps all the way around. I don't know, I guess they're thinking you're going to use a monster battery or something. I don't know, whatever. But here's the diatone strap that came original. And I really like this strap. This thing's taking a hell of a beating. So we'll go ahead and put that on there and see what it looks like. Yeah, this strap here is crazy long. I don't know why they would even supply this strap. It goes all the way around the whole. But that battery's not going to go anywhere for sure. And then there's plenty of top plate here. Actually, you know what? There's quite a bit of top plate here. Imagine two of these straps on there. But yeah, I mean, you could, if you wanted to run that even further back and easily put like a, was it Foxfire or something? Or like a little, don't laugh at me. Don't you dare laugh at me. I got suckered into buying one of these a long time ago. But I mean, there's quite a bit of space on that top plate. See if I get my big mitts out of your way. And you could easily get away with running something like that. So yeah, pretty good. My biggest concern is whether or not I'm actually going to be able to run two stacks here without stuff bumping into itself. So we'll see. Hey, I just want to jump in here real quick and mention that the two standoffs, not the far rear ones, but the ones up from it, so 6 and 7, if you will, In a double stack configuration, the ESC is too wide. You only have about 20 millimeters between those two standoffs, so you'd have to remove them. But if you're going to do a single stack in the center, you should be fine. You could use all 8 if you want. I'm only going to use the 2 end and the 2 front, so 4. But just wanted to mention that. All right. If you got any questions about this frame, let me know. I apologize if I didn't answer the question you were looking for, but always hit me up in comments. Please subscribe. I appreciate that. And thumbs up if you liked it, and a thumbs down if you didn't. So enjoy the breeze. Have a good one. Thank you.